Nigga, are you drinking coffee and alcohol at the same time?
Yeah, man. I mix my uppers, my downers, my middles, my lefts, my rights.
So you trying to get drunk and stay up?
Yeah, man. It's still early in the morning, bro.
Nah, it's Saturday, bro. We just.
I'ma talk my shit. Fat finger, let me talk my shit. Damn right, I'm gonna talk my shit. I.E. in this bitch, love. Never resting on my laurels. The definition of a core when they stop.
We're doing something new. We're trying something new. This segment's gonna be called "Talk Your Shit," right? So for me, I think it's dope because me and Maurice have had this conversation many a time that we wanted to be able to use the platform to be able to show people's growth, what they're trying to do as entrepreneurs,
Especially when they're black.
We're gonna point that out, and
I'm gonna double down.
to give shine.
I like nigga and nigga shit.
Give flowers. You know what I'm saying? So this is gonna be called "Talk Your Shit." So Calligraphy, you're like the first initial
Inaugural
episode.
Yeah, I've been drinking, so I can't talk.
Sorry, I just wanted to throw that in there. You know what I mean?
Properly.
But this is the first attempt at this, and you're the first installation of this. So it's "Talk Your Shit." We wanted to give you shine, flowers. I've known you for a good minute, a long time. I came across you at the Vibe Common Ground, and you were a dope DJ and even a doper performer. And I remember I always tell you this shit. Is the first time I saw you perform, I heard something like a chain going on. I was like, what? Why do I hear like a chain running? And then I realized I looked down and he's wearing fucking Nikes with spurs on them.
Yes, I was.
And I said, this is fucking gangster. I remember yelling it out. This is so fucking gangster. Because the thing about you that I think is dope is not only as a performer, but as a person, you have your own unique vibe and swag. The mic that you even use when you perform is yours and unique to you. And I just wanted to give time and shine to let you talk your shit.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So this is the Heavyweight Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest, a very special guest that I think is dope and that you guys should know. And his name is Calligraphy.
Welcome. Thank you, Heavyweight Podcast, for having me. Yeah. My name is Calligraphy. My mama calls me Jamil. You can call me Callig. You know, let's get it in.
So, I got to ask this question, you know, to state in the form of, when did you know music was what you wanted to do?
So I knew I wanted to be an MC specifically because I always loved music. I grew up playing the trombone. I thought I was going to be like a fucking composer. My dad used to sell mortgages. My dad was a mortgage broker, so we used to go out to the Upland Street Fair on like Wednesday or Thursday nights. I would go and talk to my guy, Frank. He was a hot dog guy. I gave him a hot dog, you know, onions, mustard, ketchup, the whole shits. One night, they were just dudes, like literally ciphering. Like literally like a cipher popped up in front of me. It was like the most organic thing I had ever seen in my life. And I was like, I want to do that. This is before 8 Mile came out. I was like, I want to rap. Like, I want to be a rapper.
That's what's up.
And then I started writing. And I started writing a lot during, like, I was probably like 6th grade when that happened. I wrote a lot during high school. I got into my first, like, rap battles in high school. It's actually kind of, like, what led me to DJing and, like, all of that. One of my friends from high school invited me to one of his, like, parties. I met my homie DJ Penn, who I used to do like a lot of rap battles with. Me and DJ Penn, we went to the World Rap Championships in 2007. So I battled No Can Do and Rhetoric. It's online. It's horrible. I'm 16 years old and like I look like a deer, like with the headlights on. Like it's not a good battle, but it's a battle I'm hella proud of. Because most people be like, you ain't never been out here. You ain't outside. I'm like, I battled somebody who won fucking Scribble Jam that same year. That same year he won Scribble Jam. So it's like, was I out of my league? Fuck yeah. But also, like, at least I stepped in the ring.
Yeah, that's the thing, too.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Because it's a big thing, especially as MCs, is you have to, the thing that people don't take into account, you have to be willing to try. Once you get willing to try, you realize, and even with my initiation into it, I sucked. But when they told me, hey, you got to give you credit for even stepping inside the cipher. Because I remember being in that cipher fucking terrified, but that cosign where at least you tried.
I mean, back in the day, you weren't allowed in the cipher. Like, you had to, if you wanted to get into the cipher, you had to be able to battle. You had to be able to freestyle and battle somebody on the spot. They were going to push you out of the cipher. That was the whole vibe the entire time. So, like, I think that there's a lot. I think folks look at, like, boxing, and you'll see someone like a Devin Haney who's got, like, a unvarnished record until recently and be like, oh, he's won every fight. And I'm like, he probably lost in sparring. He probably got his ass kicked at one time, like, in the streets, just as a random fade. Before he became Devin Haney the dude, he was a regular person who had to go and, like, get his chops up like everybody else. You gotta step in the ring. You gotta step in the ring.
And that's oof.
Gotta pay dues.
Yeah, you gotta pay dues.
When did you know you were like kind of like skilled, like where you knew like this is what I'm doing the right shit?
To be fucking super honest, I won't say I was super unpopular. I was a weird kid in high school. Like, growing up, I was always a weird kid because, like, I wasn't afraid to put myself out there, but, like, I know I did, like, weird things. So I feel like the first battle, someone was like, oh, yeah, man, like, throw Jamil in. It's going to be funny to, like, embarrass him.
Yeah.
And then, like, they were like, oh, this nigga's actually smart. And he's actually rapping. And then it's like, oh, shit, he's actually good at this.
Yeah. Shit.
I think it was probably half a joke. I bet it was like half a joke. Like, we gonna embarrass Jamil in school today, and then when
it didn't go that way.
Yeah.
That's
I
wild.
always say it's the weird ones you got to watch out
I
for.
think you have to hear music differently if you was gonna be a composer.
I love classical music.
Like, you have to hear it in a different way coming in, and, like, I feel like when you write, it has to be like a different fucking thing to see.
So what's your take on A minor?
See, I like to find people who are my age, so I like to see majors before I like to find A minor.
Well played.
And there's that.
See, that's the MC right there, boy.
I'm
We'll
drinking
drink
right
to
now, so
that.
this is my relative fifth. And we can talk more about musical chords later.
Fuck with it.
I
I think he's
Kevin, that was all musical.
media
Everything.
trained.
everything
That was a bar.
That was all musical.
That was a bar.
Yes, it was well played.
Also, Drake got bodied. Drake got bodied. I think that this is harmful for his career.
I believe that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's see how he responds to this.
I don't
gonna be
think
able
that
to
you
respond.
can.
I just
I
think
just-
he's gonna
I
be
just know
dumb enough to do
Posting
something stupid.
on social media ain't gonna do it.
No.
2020 was a weird year for all of us. We were in a pandemic. We all thought that Hillary Clinton had a pedophile ring inside of a pizza shop. We had white boys shooting that shit up. I don't think you can call, relatively like our king of pop in our generation a fucking pedophile and expect folks to be like, this is cool.
He might do the MGK and just switch up, just leave the community.
Got a whole dress on.
Throw a whole skirt on some pearls.
I mean, Delilah.
Young Delilah.
That didn't help his case.
Oh, no, it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good.
So, you told us about your initiation into being an MC, but how did you get into being a DJ?
That's actually funny because DJing fell into my lap. So I was MCing at that point in time. Like, it was still building blocks, like with Noah James and them. Like, we were still out in San Bernardino. This is before Project Blowed IE even started. And one of my friends at the time was like, "Hey, dude, I need a job." I was working at Wetzel's Pretzels at the time, and my friend was like, "Yo, my dad needs me to get a job." My friend's dad is a musician, like hella Gibsons and Tel Farlows, like plays guitar like crazy. And he was like, "Yo, we should be a DJ." And I was like, "Let's do it." Like, I had friends in hip hop, so then like we had convinced his dad at that time, like I was probably like 18, to buy like turntables. So we bought Technics, we bought like a solid like mixer and everything like that. Serato, like this is like when Serato was a box still, so we had like a SL1. And I started DJing. And then it kind of just fell into like, Project Blood IE came through, rest in peace to Ganja K. And then it turned into The Common Ground. And then C'est La Vie was DJing. And then I ended up DJing and kind of being a resident DJ. I enjoy DJing hip hop shows a whole lot more than like clubs and parties, to be honest, though.
Yeah. I definitely feel like it's a different energy when it's a, to me, an MC crowd. Like, I think you get more love because they understand what it takes to a degree.
I think I'm oddly like a smidge like conservative with music, and like I don't know, I grew up in a good part of town. my father's a Panther. You know, my family's from like the East Coast. I just never really grew up being like, yo, man, like I love gangbanging music. Like my parents never really let me listen to that. My first record, I wanted to get Rich or Die Trying so bad. My dad didn't get me that album. My dad got me a bootleg version of the G Unit album, which I think is arguably worse. You know, I remember he got me G Unit. He got me the original Chingy album. And I remember how much I loved the song We Got that was Chingy, Ludacris, I-20, and at that point, Titty Boy, you know, shout out to 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz?
You know what I mean? And like, you know, I was trying to throw out text like an NBA rep. I was like, all gun bars. It was all gun bars. And you know where my chopper goes, I was like, yo, that shit is my jam. I don't know. I always like chill events. Like I like kickbacks. So like, I can't dance. I mean, I can dance if I'm drinking, but like, you know, I ain't that guy who's like, I'm happy to go out and 2-step in the club. Like I ain't impressing women like that. If I have to impress a woman by dancing, I'm fucked up. Like, I'm sorry.
I mean,
It's all in the hips.
is it?
Dancing is just for you. It's never.
I mean,
Oh boy.
I dance like nobody's watching.
That's the best way to do it.
I do. I rap.
But I know everybody's watching, and that's why I don't like doing it. Cause like I look bad doing it.
Don't matter. Don't matter.
this is off topic, but it just made me think about when my dad had this friend, and she used to dance so horribly. He said he'd have to turn away
Just keep
because if he looked at her, he would lose his
it
rhythm.
off beat.
But yeah. Anyway, back to it just made me think about that.
There's venues that I think I'm a really, really great DJ for, and I don't think that's necessarily always the dance hall.
I respect it.
Honestly, I feel like DJs need to be in more spaces. I feel like everyone's mad about music curation. We go to spaces, people don't necessarily like the vibe, and like you can't create a good vibe with like other genres of music or with artists that people haven't heard before without having someone who's like breaking records. DJs need to be in more spaces and without it having to be like we're all having like a day party sort of thing, because DJs should be in restaurants. You used to have piano players in restaurants and like 2-piece bands in restaurants. Like there's so much music out there these days and there's so much creation. I think that DJs can extend way beyond the dance floor, because like if you want people to dance and like play Too Short and those types of records, there's a vibe. There's a personality. I ain't it. I respect it. I do my job well. I can make people dance. Like I can do that. It's just like
He's nice with it.
Do you think that's coming with the brunches now? Like the thing they're doing now? Because that's starting to come
Them
along
bitches
a little
will dance
more.
anything because they
But I'm just
drunk.
saying,
They
that's
on
the
their
thing that's
fifth
starting to do
mimosa.
I mean,
Because I feel like the piano thing is almost like a status thing where they're like, oh, we got this. But you're like, DJs is everything now. It's just
it's a
generational
mix. It's a mix, actually. So I hear what you're saying. I think on one end, you know, everything that you add in costs money. So like, if you're a small venue, man, having a piano guy or having a DJ is just you adding in money. Like it's an extra expensive. Like he got to get paid. So like playlists kind of fill that. I think that you hit like a certain like socioeconomic thing, and someone's like, I'd rather have somebody playing some piano classics who knows all these. But I mean, like,
It's
shit.
not really a good vibe.
Honestly, if you know like 3 fucking chords, you could play almost any fucking song in the world. So like, it's not like I'm not knocking pianists because I can't play the piano. I'm just saying that like, it don't take a lot to know like almost every fucking pop song.
That's true.
He's not wrong.
It's very true.
He's not wrong.
You being like I play lounge songs. Like you really only need to learn a few of them. He's like, I can do my fingers like this, and like this. Hit a couple black keys, man. You gonna make it right. I freestyled that solo.
All right. So, what inspired you to pursue a career in coffee?
So, kind of going back to me as a DJ, I jokingly say that everything I got good in my life, I got through Craigslist. When I purchased my 1200s and my mixer and like I used to drive a fucking 1997 Chevy Cavalier. I had the full coffin case for like my turntables. I just hit that whole shit in there. Thank God those seats folded down. I was working at Wetzel's Pretzels at the time. I went to work, got fired because they said I stole money. I didn't. It was fucking stupid. It's a funny story, but another time. Went on Craigslist and I found a job in coffee. And I ended up working at Clutch Coffee out here in, they're based in Upland, Rancho Cucamonga, California. My former boss, she is a U.S. champion barista.
Okay.
So like I learned a lot about just like coffee trading, what it meant. Like, I mean, especially like the coffee industry from like when I joined in like 2008, 2009 to like where we are in 2024, the industry has developed in like a really cool way, you know? I mean, I'm in this space, so like I think it's the best way. But you know, I learned a lot about just like trading with foreign countries, what it means for the farmers on the ground. I really from the bottom of my heart believe that like little things like coffee and the way that we interact with certain products is super important. So like coffee and hospitality are just things that like are near and dear to my heart. Like I'll always love like that type. And food service. I think that food service is super important. I think it's super important for Black people in general to be a part of in like hospitality industries because it's like one of the most emerging markets. We manufacture a whole lot less here in America. So like it's about serving people and it's about making people feel comfortable. And I think that there's a lot to it. So like I'm very like energized by coffee.
I fuck with that.
No pun intended about the energized part. You know, it does caffeinate you, but like coffee just means a lot to me. It speaks a lot to me.
That's what's up. So what future plans do you have with your projects as far as with music and on coffee?
So right now I'm working on a project with JMKM. We actually had a session yesterday, so we're almost finished mastering, getting everything all set up. So it should be dropping soon. I will probably put that on streaming, despite the fact that like I'm kind of on the team with like a lot of my friends. Shout out, you know, Curtis King and all
Curtis
them
King.
about like being against streaming, you know, like anti-Spotify. But I'll probably put it up there. I'm not at their level yet, and like me publicly having like that audience yet, you know, where I think I would want to make that stand. I got a project with Awesome. I bought like a couple beats from him. I got beats from like Stevie Crooks. I got beats from homies. So like I'm just trying to stay busy. Stay in the studio, you know, keep my priorities like in line. With coffee, right now it's an online shop. My goal is that within 2.5 years, because you need about 2 years once you get your young business license, get your EIN. Once you get your business license and all that, and like you have your business bank account, it takes about 2 years for you to be able to get a loan. So like I got 2 years of hustling, making sure I can pay my LLC tax fees and all that shit, and from there, hopefully get a brick and mortar.
What's up? And what's the name of the coffee?
It is the Three-Fanged Feline. It is in honor of my cat. He's missing a tooth. My cat's name is Felonious Monk. I love cat puns. One of my homies, DJ Penn, actually named his cat Kendrick Lamiao. Like, how the fuck do you beat that? How the fuck do you beat Kendrick Lamiao, bro? Like, and now I gotta think about like the next cat name because my cat's getting old. He like 11, 12 years old. You know, like he's still spry. You know, he still got that dog in him, even though he's a cat. But you know,
Fucks with that.
but you know, yeah, it's in honor of him. I kind of like make fun of like hipster businesses because like I feel like a lot of businesses like have ampersands in their name, something and something, Johnson and Johnson, whatever and whatever. So like I just didn't want that. I like things that have like a title to it or like one name where it's just like Stoli. You're like, what is that? You know, it's vodka. It's Stoli. Like, you know what you're getting. Like, what's the Three-Fanged Feline? It's like, it's got this whole thing. Plus, it's got a mascot. Like, it's just the branding. I like it. I don't know.
Is it like a dark roast
So most things that we'll roast will be roasted to medium. As like a super coffee nerd or like as a foodie nerd, I kind of hate like food descriptions like that. Just because I feel like it doesn't necessarily always talk about the product in like the best way. This is everything right now is like very traditional medium. I expect to kind of lighten up these roasts actually over the next couple of weeks. Well, on this one, we'll probably stay the same. That's a wash process coffee from Brazil. It's a pea berry. Coffees are diplods, so they have like two seeds, and you know, like you see them open up like this or whatever. You know, they're separate. They're not connected. Pea berry is when it's a genetic mutation where instead of it having two seeds, it's only one seed. All of like the sugar, because like all of the sugar that's in like a plant seed is all for it to be able to like grow and be like another plant. So all of that sugar that's concentrated in a pea berry is going to be a better quality of cup or like a sweeter cup of coffee. Anecdotally, you know, like every plant is always unique, but you know, that's what they say about pea berries. So it's a really fun one. It's a wash processed coffee. So you have like three major ways of making coffee. You have wash processed coffees, you have naturally processed coffees, and you have semi-washed or what they might call a honey processed. wash processes. They wash all the mucilage off because like I always like to describe coffee as kind of like an avocado pit, and like you pull your avocado out from like your avocado thing, and you got little bits of avocado still on there. Well, when you wash it, it's wash process. If you don't wash it and you leave those little bits of avocado to dry on like the avocado seed, that's a honey wash or like a semi-wash process. You get some of like the fruit flavor that's like left there. And then a naturally processed, you would let that whole avocado dry with like the seed intact. And then once it's completely dried out like a raisin, then you'd actually pulp it and take the fruit off. And like those are going to give you different types of flavor. All of those are going through like a fermentation process. So like coffee is very similar to how you would get like chocolate or cheese or like wine or beer. Like they all go through like some sort of like metabolic fermentation. So do all coffees. And it's just like what flavor profile you're going for. But a dark roasted coffee, like a dark roasted natural Ethiopian, I think is like a failure of that cup of coffee compared to me getting like a low elevation washed coffee from Brazil, which I would make darker because I think one, customers would like it. And you're also just not taking out all the good stuff. It's like, I eat my steaks medium rare, man. And like, I ain't gonna knock you if you eat your steaks medium well, but like, you got me fucked up if you get a tomahawk steak and you're like, get that shit well done.
Preach, brother.
Like, if you well cook a tomahawk steak, fuck around.
Oh, you talking your shit now.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
talking shit.
I love my brother-in-law. You know, I love my brother-in-law. We went out to a real good steakhouse. We ordered the steaks. I said medium rare. He said medium rare plus or something like that. I don't even know what the fuck plus means. They come back. The steaks were arguably medium rare, like a little bit undercooked for their standard, but it was already sliced. He sent that shit back. He said, refire that shit.
No, I'm good, man.
I'm fucking saying.
I'm just saying, we as black people, we like our shit well. That's just the thing.
I don't.
I don't.
I'm saying most black people. I'm not saying all. I'm saying a lot
I
of
don't
black
like
people.
my steak well.
Beef.
I mean,
And
and
show not no damn tomahawk.
Even if it's tomahawk, it is what it is. You know.
see, and that the problem is, I understand that that's what black people did, and the reason that happened is because white people fucked our food up. That's the reason why we don't like going to pools. Hey, I want to go swimming. If a nigga's gonna go throw bleach in my eyes and say, "Go swimming, nigga," I ain't gonna do
Put that
it.
acid on that.
Like, I went to a teppanyaki and it was a black guy and he was dating his white woman. No, and shout out to white women. My wife's Filipino, so like I ain't got nothing against you, like race mixing or whatever. And they were asking everybody like, "How do you want your steak?" And he looked and I was like, I know this nigga right now because he said, "I want them to cook my shit." And I was like, nigga, they gonna cook it right in front of you.
Right.
Do you want it medium well? Like you want a little pink in there? Nah. He said, "Cook my shit," and just said nothing else. Nothing else. Just cook my shit. I was like, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Still not for me. Still not for me.
That's beef jerky.
We have to untraumatize our black peers into like food that was fucked up by white people
Right.
for us, so they can enjoy food the way it's really meant to be enjoyed.
You're not. I've been trying to get niggas to jump out of planes for years.
Baby steps, right?
I mean,
Baby steps.
I would like to go skydiving. That sounds like fun. But I mean, like, you were in the military.
I didn't jump out of shit in the military. I just did it.
Well, that's on you.
I was on a ship.
Hey, so why don't you go skydiving? Why don't you go skydiving?
Honestly, just because I don't want to spend the money on it so far.
Okay, I can get that.
Yeah. If someone wants to sponsor my skydiving lessons, they have skydiving in Paris, California, and I would
No,
love
don't
it.
do that. Don't do that one.
Oh, don't do skydiving in Paris?
I get a lot of warnings.
They be dying over there. Niggas don't make it over there.
Oh, can I go skydiving over the water? Honestly, like, I know, like, no matter what, like, the terminal velocity of, like, my.
Yeah, that water gonna be like hitting concrete, bro.
Right.
But it's better than hitting, like, actual concrete.
That's just assuming the parachute won't open. Like, you're good.
And I have time. I have time at that point to kind of like straight, shimmy.
You gonna shatter your legs and you be like hitting the concrete.
But I might live though, right?
I mean, it's always a chance.
Barely.
It's always a chance.
We all gotta die sometime.
I don't do a lot of things to risk my life.
No, I don't want to speed the process.
I feel like I was born with enough risk.
How's that?
I'm a black man in America. I could die any minute.
Yeah, thank you.
It's fine. Yeah, that's why I'm not gonna egg it on.
Right.
Hey, get on. You gotta drive home, right?
I mean,
Police is around the corner.
I might sit here for a couple hours today.
As much as you be talking shit, that is trying to.
So with that being said, this has been the segment of Talk Yo Shit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
we
we appreciate
appreciate
you.
Calligraphy
Thank you,
being
brother.
here to tell you about his coffee.
Yeah.
One more time. I don't want to fuck it up.
It's the Three Fanged Feline. You can find me online at www.thethreefangedfeline. That is 3 spelled with the word 3, so THREE, fanged, FANGED, feline, FELINE.com. Don't forget the in the front.
That's what we're saying.
I got a question though.
I got an
Yeah.
answer.
Hey, how do I get to one of them barista competitions?
So the barista competitions,
Are they
they're
lit?
okay. Honestly, like if you have a local coffee shop that you go to, a fun one to go to is like a latte art competition. Like the barista competitions, it's really like watching MasterChef, bro.
Can
Like
you run that? What was that L word you just said?
a latte art.
Okay.
Yeah. So like when they make like the lattes and everything, like and you see like the little design with the
like-
foam.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what's up.
latte
Latte
art.
art.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 words.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was one.
No.
My bad.
No, you good. You good.
Is it like an art walk thing or something? Because I'm actually down to go see something like that. That seems pretty cool.
So we
Cause that shit look hard though. When they be making them hearts and animals and shit in the
It's
Have you
not
seen
easy.
that?
That's why I got competition.
Right. That's why it's a whole festival.
Do you have pictures of yours?
I do have pictures of some latte art.
Let them see it. Like I don't think they realize.
Oh,
Yeah.
look,
No,
see.
I
You're nice
understand.
with it. I'm telling you, nice with
I
it.
mean, we'll see after the segment.
Yeah. Well, I'll show you. I'll show you guys in a little bit.
But yeah. With that being
Yeah,
said, this has
sorry,
been the
sorry.
segment called "Talk Your Shit" with our special guest and the initial inauguration of this segment, Calligraphy. We appreciate
We appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate y'all's.
All right. So next time,
Peace.
like, subscribe, share, and comment. Peace.
Peace.
Go follow Calligraphy too.
Drink coffee.
Yes, go follow Calligraphy.
And buy some
I
coffee.
sound like Hunter.
And buy some coffee.
Dark shit.
I'ma talk my shit. Fat finger, let me talk my shit. Damn right, I'm gon' talk my shit. I.E.